I'm in Salad and I saw Child's Play. It is directed by Tom Holland, and if you haven't seen this movie, I will spoil it for you. I find this entire premise to be very creepy. First of all, you're telling me that the mom couldn't afford a full-priced toy, and so in order to compensate for that, even though your child wants a toy, your son wants a toy, you're going to make some back alley deals to get this toy, to make this toy appear in front of this child who desperately wants and who's obsessed with the show. This is already so shady. Why? This movie has immediately taught me a lesson. Pay full price. Pay full price or else everything that happens in this movie will happen to you. I do like seeing how this toy gets possessed. Oh, this dying guy is like, oh, let me just do some voodoo magic and so I could just stay alive forever in this incidental toy. And I'm just like, I mean, sure, I guess. How many voodoo masters have used this technique in the past? This has opened my head to a lot of questions about this universe. I honestly think that there's a lot of room for this universe to expand on that idea of many voodoo masters. And honestly, I don't think it's like the safest way. Oh, let me just do let me do a little bit of a voodoo, a little bit of a chant, and let me put my soul into a toy. And I feel like if you did that, then your life would suck, because then you have to live with being a toy and you don't necessarily age the same rate as other people, and now you have a different experience with the world. So personally, if I had voodoo magic powers, I would not use them to put my soul into a toy. I would instead use them for larceny. Andy is the son's name, and Andy's like, oh my goodness, I got this toy. Oh yeah, this toy's awesome. But what's interesting is that the toy is like, hey Andy, don't tell anybody, but I can have a little chat. We can have a little chat with each other, and none of the adults believe him. Honestly, I'm not sure if I would be an adult who would believe him either, because yeah, Andy, he could just have this really overactive imagination as a child, because children do that and they say things that aren't true. But like, does Andy have a track record of making things up? Like, I honestly wish that the movie established whether he was the type to lie or like the type to constantly tell the truth. Because if he's the type to lie and then he's like talking about this toy like truthfully, then it makes more sense that like the adults don't really think of him highly or think of his opinion highly because of how much he lies. And like he's trying to tell what's happening. He's trying to like warn everybody that they got this freaking doll is coming for everyone, and is like moving batteries around and scaring people off of themselves going off of 5 stories. Oh my goodness, the person literally got so scared of Chucky being there that they crashed through a window and fell 5 to 6 stories. Oh my goodness. If any of the adults even remotely believed Andy whatsoever, none of this would have happened. So yeah, establishing more about his cred. But you know, if he was a truthful guy, then I would have believed him more. Honestly. I do like the escalation that happens in this movie. This movie is actually faster paced than I was expecting it to be. I remember watching this movie and like, I'm like, ooh, we're getting to the good parts, and it's like 2/3 of the movie. I'm like, wow, this movie really does fly by. And there's a lot of not wasted space, actually. There's almost no wasted space within this movie, which makes me happy. There's a lot of establishing of weird dramas. I mean, those parts I don't really care about that much. The drama parts surrounding the adult life, I'm more interested in the doll and the doll interacting with everybody. But when the movie starts to pick up and is showing Chucky just be like, oh, I'm acting on my own, ooh wee, yeah ha, I'm going to make sure that Andy gets locked into an institution because he keeps insisting this doll is alive and no one's believing him. And then once freaking Chucky is like, oh well, he's gone, and you have his mother, and the mother is like, you better be alive or else I'm gonna burn you. And then he flips out. I'm just like, oh man, here we go. Here's the good part, is when we ignore all laws of toydom being a toy established by Toy Story 1, is if there's any humans nearby, you mustn't ever move or talk to them at all, ever, because otherwise it's going to terrify them, scare them. And this Chucky toy, his language is so scary. This is like the point of the movie. When he just starts swearing, I'm like, whoa! I hadn't realized how little swearing there was in this movie until Chucky just started swearing and started insulting the mother. I'm like, Chucky, you're not being a good friend right now. Oh, you don't want to be a good friend? You just want to go around murdering people? Oh, okay, I guess enjoy that. Enjoy not being able to murder people for very long. Enjoy being burnt. Enjoy burning to a crisp, having multiple body parts shot off. Enjoy not being able to walk, but still being able to move enough where even with your head shot off and even with your legs shot off and like part of your arm shot off or whatever, you can still move. Yeah, I guess enjoy that. Is it painful to you? I guess when you said that it was painful to be shot that one time when you're talking to some other's boy-friend, boy-friend. I don't know if they're dating technically, but they're having a little chat. It's like, oh, well, I actually felt pain for the first time. I'm like, that was to the Voodoo Master, actually. That's just fun. I like the different characters in this movie because they look pretty distinct from each other. But what's fun is that freaking Chucky's like, oh, I can feel pain. Let me just tell you, guy who can stop me. But I'm gonna stop you before you can stop me. Does a little to the voodoo and like breaks that guy's leg and stabs him in the head. Voodoo guy just dies. Chucky, you're so mean. I'm so glad you get what you deserved when you get shot. At the end, and the very creepy part, very creepy, very iconic ending, is we have Andy's like staring at the burnt toy head, and he's just like looking at it, and I'm also like looking at him like, is this over? And then that's the end of the movie, and it is over, but I don't think it's over. No, it's not over. He's still alive. He's alive in my heart. Dang it. You know, this was a pretty fun movie. Fun is a great way to describe it. I personally wish there was a little bit more world building, more fleshing out. I mean, in the moments which it's like, yeah, I guess you got this doll because you didn't have enough money to get the full price doll. And I'm just like, maybe save $10 and get the full price doll and none of this would have happened. Nobody would have died. Oh man, saving money, I guess could be a good move in the short term, but in the long term, people will die if you're just only focused on saving that money and not getting the full price toy. And I keep getting stuck on that because that is the entire linchpin of what causes this movie's events to happen, and it's not having enough money. The biggest enemy in this movie is not Chucky, but it is the economy. I'm no financial wizard though, I'm just here to talk about movies, and this was a good movie. I liked all the camera movements, and this movie seemed very planned. It seemed very smooth. It's just a good watch. I enjoyed this movie. So I'm gonna give it like a solid 7 out of 10. If you like this review, watch another one. YouTube really likes that. If you want to fast track a movie review for $20 Dinos, you can do that. Patreon.com/ASEPresents. And if you'd like to help support the daily grindiness of all them daily movie reviews, go to this link tree. Fund the way you can help support the daily grind of all them daily movie reviews. So you can go here. And until next time, mint salad, I'll see you later, my salad croutons, bacon bits.